Hi everybody. This is the video presentation for the final project for our leadership class that I participated in. And for this project, I decided to do a workshop using the company that I've been working for seasonally. As you guys know, I work up at a mountain. And it's a very unique culture for the place that we work, where everybody that we work with are only seasonal workers. Most of them are either are part-time workers, where they're coming up and they're only working one weekend or two, or one day a weekend for an entire season. Or some people are even actually full-time staff members. So all of our management staff comes on in November and works all the way through the end of March, part of April, while our leadership team kind of goes, and they will keep working all the way through the end of May and kind of take off a few months for the season and start back up again in September when we start all of our hiring processes. And so this past few years with the program, we've gone through a series of kind of what Quinn called deep change. We had a bunch of transitions. We actually just brought in a brand new director. So initially 3 years ago, we had a director leave and had accepted a position elsewhere over in, I believe, he's in Vermont actually, he's at Killington. And then we had a kind of a self-progression all the way through there. So we had our administrative supervisor management person had kind of moved up into the director role. And she her family had kind of grown at that point after a year and had accepted a position with another thing. So kind of long story short, within a matter of 3 years, we had went from two completely different directors, zero director for an entire season, and then we just hired a brand new, hopefully long-time director. And with this director has come in a lot of change and a lot of transition into what we've been experiencing. But as a result, we've had significant amounts of retention and decreased retention within our employees. More or less than half of our staff would be coming back every season. So on a 700-person instructor basis, when you only have, less than 400 people wanting to return, makes a very challenge where you put a lot of efforts into continual retraining. And so my thoughts with this entire project was to build and to develop a leadership workshop, a part of a training that we do already on snow. But this was going to focus on the fact that we are all leaders. Even as an instructor, you're leading, you're guiding people through a brand new experience for the first time. And we want to be as positive and as motivating as we can with those people. And so what we did, this workshop is going to be broken down into a day. It could be broken into 2 days if you wanted to add more into this. And the first part of the workshop was to focus on the leadership, who you are. So finding that we are a leader, that we all have leadership skills within us. And you may not think that you're a person that is leader, but you really are. And you really have a way to impact people. In one moment within one person can be that leadership impact for an entire lifetime. So the second part as that workshop progressed, and that would be about a 2-hour segment with some videos and some interactions. And even talking about communications, I got to experience this once in a workshop where you have a picture drawn in front of you. You can see a picture in front of you, and there's like a triangle with a smiley face in it, connecting a line to another thing, and you have to communicate to somebody who cannot see that picture, and they have to draw it. And it's just kind of a very unique communication exercise, and to see how well communication kind of works within the team. Like, are you picking up on the verbal cues and so on and so forth of that. And then adding into the second part, we were focusing on a multicultural leadership aspect. I realized that a lot of our adult people that come into lessons within Washington State are very multicultural. We do have a lot of people coming over from India working for Microsoft, and they're like coming up to venture and see snow for the first time, or large African American cultures. And so even our leadership, even our instructor basis is a very vast, diverse group of individuals. So are the people that we have, that are guests, our customers. And so it was kind of, how can we take our cultural biases out and still be the best leader we can to talk, to communicate, and to interact with them. Then the final part of this leadership seminar was just kind of focusing on the aspects of self-awareness. emotional intelligence and some soft skills. Like, how can we be so like aware of ourselves and to be the best person, the best leader, and the best instructors that we can be. Being aware that that people have differences, and that a lot of the times the interactions we have in our personal life can affect our productivity when we're out trying to be the face. So that's kind of what I learned as a part of this. I learned that you are not building, especially building a workshop, that I have to have other people there. Like, I have to have the input of other people, like our directors and everything like that. Like, building one workshop is definitely not a one person thing. I think that is definitely the advice and the guidance of having a team. I think it's definitely a beautiful team building process, and I think that would be something that I would love to continue to incorporate in, and hopefully take this to our director and be like, hey, what advice do you have that we can make this something proficient to develop a stronger team and build a greater employee retention rate. So that's kind of really some great things that I had learned from this process, and just talking with people and kind of just general observations. I was like, how can I use the skills that I've learned and be the best person, the best leader, the best admin supervisor that we can use here at the mountain. And so that's kind of something that I really focused and wanted to do. So that's kind of what I did. Hopefully you guys like it. Yeah, thanks.